Babe of the day. Babe of the day. Inga NEILSON. What else can you say about Inga NEILSON than, oh my good God, Herbert. Wowza. Is this woman something else? She's real tall, blonde, built, and naturally sexy. She didn't have to try too hard to be sexy. It just came out of her. Inga was 6 feet tall and a true standout during the time she worked from the 1960s to 80s. Although she never became a big-name star, Inga was highly visible in a number of popular TV and movie productions. You may know her best for a ton of uncredited appearances on The Carol Burnett Show. The running gag was to have Carol, looking her dumpiest, stand next to this tall, blonde knockout for an easy laugh, and also to give the audience a wow factor. In 1961, before Inga even got into acting, she married a big handsome lifeguard by the name of Dick Orr. She stayed married to him until his death in 2011, long after her acting career was finished. She had a son named David by this marriage who, like his parents, also grew to be tall. Inga wasn't a starlet in the traditional sense. She didn't have famous actor boyfriends. Also, most actresses are much shorter. Inga got the work she did through her distinct look and personality alone. She was a unicorn. Being a tall child, Inga took ballet lessons to learn grace and poise. This led to a successful dance career that became her entry into show business. A leg injury ended her ballet career, but she found success as a Las Vegas showgirl, becoming Showgirl of the Year 4 times. And, since singing and dancing go together, she became a good singer. Her first acting role was in 1964. She played a call girl named Greta in A House Is Not a Home. Shelley Winters was the star, and the movie was a biopic about the real-life 1920s madam, Polly Adler. After that, Inga appeared in 2 of the Matt Helm spy movies, in Like Flint, and a character called Gymnasia in A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. She was in 2 episodes of the Batman TV series as a henchwoman named Angelina, alongside June Wilkinson as Evelina. Yeah, buddy. They belong to the evil Nora Clavicle, played by Barbara Rush. One appearance that I think is worth talking about is her episode of the short-lived sitcom Occasional Wife. She was only in it for a few minutes, but she made a big impression. The main character of the show found Inga's character, named Dolores, as a last-minute blind date for another man. Dolores comes strutting into the apartment, dressed in a Jungle Girl costume, and instantly made herself the most sensational woman to appear in a series that had scads of young women in it throughout its 30-episode run. Inga, as Dolores, was really, really hot, and she had a sexy voice too. Inga went on to play a Ziegfeld girl in the famous movie Funny Girl, a couple episodes of The Red Skelton Show, and The Spirit of Columbia in Hello, Dolly. In 1971, she appeared in the 1-hour TV musical of Little Abner, playing a character called Beautify America. This is not to be confused with the 1967 TV pilot of Little Abner, which was not a musical. Inga played a showgirl in the Evel Knievel movie, but aside from the appearances she was making on the Carol Burnett Show, she was probably best known for her several appearances on Laugh-In. These were good shows to be involved with, and more often than not, Inga seemed to appear in comedies. In 1972, Inga crossed over into R-rated territory with the Woody Allen movie, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, But Were Afraid to Ask. She played the uncredited part of a royal executioner. Beginning at this time, Inga started doing some different kinds of movies and TV shows. Also in 1972, she appeared in the messed up vampire movie Grave of the Vampire. It was PG, but still pretty dark. She also did episodes of TV shows like Banachek, The Wide World of Mystery, and The Invisible Man, which were all pretty dramatic. She didn't turn away from comedy though, and still appeared in a number of sitcoms like The Paul Lynde Show, The Odd Couple, and Phyllis, to name a few. In 1975, Inga played a really appropriate role. She was an Amazon named Rena in the Wonder Woman pilot movie starring Linda Carter. Rena was actually Diana's friend, and together they found Steve Trevor when he washed up on Paradise Island. Once again, Inga was absolutely stunning, and she should have appeared in the series more whenever they showed Paradise Island. Hamana hamana. After 1975, Inga continued to work, but the productions she was in, for the most part, were not as popular as the ones she was in before. Probably the biggest thing she did after 1975 was 2 1981 episodes of the sitcom Too Close for Comfort as a character named Regis. Her very last acting appearance was in the short-lived sitcom Off the Rack in 1985. No matter what show she was in, Inga was always put with good actors and actresses. Producers had to have a lot of confidence in her to do this. She stayed out of the spotlight for many years, but in 2020, came back in a big way with the release of her album, Love Me With All Your Heart. Maybe this will lead to a return to acting. I'm greedy that way. We need more Inga. For the ability to dazzle in every TV show and movie that she touched, Inga NEILSON is a queen-sized Babe of the Day. Babe of the Day.